Okay, so here's our next Super 7 Deluxe Ultimate Cobra Commander. Now, I've said this before in the previous Snake Eyes video. If you guys haven't checked it out, make sure you check out our previous video on the Ultimate Snake Eyes. And there's Cobra Commander. So already, I can tell you, this one comes loaded with way more accessories than the Snake Eyes, as you guys can see there. So, he's got 8 interchangeable hands. He's got the Snake Scepter, which is an absolute must-have for Cobra Commander. Whole bunch of hands that you can interchange with. A Cobra device there that uses to control Duke from the mass device. A gun. Another explosive device there, as you guys can see. An interchangeable head without the silver plate running through the middle. That's the more traditional Cobra Commander, but I don't mind the silver plate. Pair of, looks like binoculars. I believe they are binoculars. Then, of course, this one's all about this main accessory here, the Snake Globe. That is the coolest accessory of them all. Comes with a snake pistol there, machine gun, blaster. I like the snake gun with the Cobra emblem on it as well, too. So, A+ for accessories for Cobra Commander. So there he is posed. Now, we all know, if you're going to pose Cobra Commander, I think if you're buying this particular Cobra Commander, you got to leave the cape on, you got to have the scepter in his hand, and you're going to have the snake globe in his hand. I mean, that is, I think, the coolest pose you could possibly do with this deluxe ultimate Cobra Commander. Ultimately, that's what it's about for this one, I firmly believe. There's a cape. Now, the cape is actually wired, which is a nice touch. However, one catch to it, which Super 7s really missed, was the top part underneath his neck. They should have made it magnetic so it could have stayed on a little better. It's a little loose at the top there. You get frustrated, try to pose it. Once you get it on, it looks cool, but it's not secure, believe me. And I'm sure other people will attest to it in the videos. But again, this pose is money. Look at that. That looks amazing. Like, just picturesque pose with Cobra Commander. It's so iconic with him trying to conquer the world, with the Iron Fist, as we know what the saying is with Cobra Commander. So that is, to me, the best pose you could possibly do with the Cobra Commander, with the accessories that you get. But with that said, we're showing you guys all the accessories and all the poses that you can do with them. So there's the one you see advertised with it. Again, nothing spectacular. It's a very simple pose. A 5-year-old could pretty much do this with the fist up with the Iron Fist, with the snake scepter in his hand. Cool, another cool iconic pose. If you want to go simple, you can certainly pose him like that. Then you got this one here where he's basically ready to blow something up there, and he's got his pistol in his hand, he's got his binoculars, he's plotting something with Destro to take out G.I. Joe headquarters, perhaps. We're not quite sure what Cobra Commander is up to. And I think sometimes Cobra Commander probably doesn't know what he's up to sometimes, but that's what makes him such a cool character that we just absolutely love. And he's cooler than Scepter. Hit that like button if you think he's cooler than Serpentor, everyone. Ding, 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 ding. Everyone's hitting that like button. I know you guys are. If you're a true G.I. Joe fan, you know this is the true leader of Cobra. And again, so like different poses you could do with it. We're going to get to articulation later in the video. One thing I did notice with this one, standard articulation like Snake Eyes, but the ball points in his legs don't do the splits like Snake Eyes. So there are little limitations. I'll get to that later on in the video. Then there's this device here, basically where he's basically surveying the land. I'm showing the back of Cobra Commander like you would see in the cartoon, where he's basically looking at this device, basically seeing what's out in the wild, spying on the Joes, see how far away they truly are to ambush them. So there's the back of Cobra Commander. Again, Super 7 certainly does, aesthetically wise, cartoon accurate looking G.I. Joes. They nailed the look of Cobra Commander. One thing I would have done differently with this Cobra Commander is the emblem of the Cobra on his left side upper torso should have been a little bit bigger. I think they missed that. That should have been way more bigger, a little bit wider, okay? That is something that I think G.I. Joe fans would certainly pick up on, okay? There he is there, posed there, leading the Cobra Brigade into action against the G.I. Joes. And here you guys go for your articulation fans. Again, standard articulation, I'll be honest with you, the Snake Eyes, the Ultimate, does have better articulation than this Cobra Commander in the legs. Everything else is standard. There's the ab crunch, the knee crunch, and all that. But the ball points in the legs don't have enough angle like the Snake Eyes one did. I don't know why that's the case. Maybe it's just the way they created it. But certainly in the legs, there's not enough angles you could do with his legs. There are some restrictions, but compared to the classified one that came out 2.5 years ago, I think now, I'll do another video on it. There's still a little bit more articulation in this one than that one, but that was the beginning of the classified series. So anyway, you guys can watch there the articulation. You got the elbow crunch there, full 360 swivel with also with the wrist joints. Yep, so there you guys go. Articulation fans, I know you guys love watching that stuff. So anyway, overall, I gave 9.5 out of 10 for the snake eyes. This one I will give a 9, just losing marks for the legs. But you got to look at this. He's captured Duke yet again. Look at, he's got the device there controlling him, the mass device. Look at Duke just basically grumpling at Cobra Commander's feet there. Oh my goodness! And look how minuscule Duke looks to the powerful Cobra Commander. Oh my goodness! Anyway, guys, definitely do recommend this figure. For the price point, you can't go wrong with it. All right, hit that like button, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.